All right, Drip, we have some incredibly unfortunate news to refer to today as Nintendo last week, I believe, announced that there were some price increases. Before you freak out, people at home, the Switch 2's price has not changed. The Switch 2's price is still $449 for the base model and $499 for the bundle, whatever bundle, because of the Pokemon bundle out there right now.
For now.
And that's what they said in their tweet. I don't have the tweet to show you guys, but they did say in their tweet that for now, these prices will not change. But the original Switch lineup, 8 years after release, and a bunch of accessories that include Switch 2 accessories are all getting price increases. And friends, I have the list here in front of me. We're going to go over this right quick. Thanks to Sunbro here for the screenshot. I'm going to use her video right here. Appreciate you, Sunbro. Going to subscribe. Watch that. Boom. Switch 1 and 2 pricing changes for the United States. All prices are in US dollars, etc. We're going to go down this list, and we're going to go down individuals. Switch 1, $299, everyone knows. It's now $40 increase. It's now $340. Switch OLED, $400. Ugh. The Switch,
That's insane.
The Switch Lite, $230. It's up $30. I'm going to ignore some of this list because we're going to talk about this in the Switch 1 accessories. We're going to ignore for now because we're going to get that into more detail in a second. Joy-Con are now $100. Switch 2 Joy-Con, the Pro Controller is $90 now. The Game Controller, everyone. Oh wait, that list I saw was wrong because apparently Game Controller is going from 65 to 70. So that
yeah,
we're gonna talk.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
You were right. So we're gonna get to all the specifics in a minute for the most important ones here. Even micro SD expresses are not going up.
I did see that. Yeah.
Amiibo are going up.
It's like the only thing I haven't bought yet. So
yeah, Amiibo are going up. We'll get to that. And Alarmo is going from $100 to $110 because apparently it's the hottest thing on the market.
In my opinion, still just a wonderful deal. Such a high quality product.
I mean, $100 is already
charging $200 for that type.
Yeah,
of
right. $100 for an alarm clock is already a great deal. Let's go to 110. Yes. Why not Nintendo?
Still a good deal. I mean, they could go up $50-$60 more in my opinion.
Yeah.
All of these prices are insane. One of them is the most insane. Charging $400 for the Switch OLED. Like what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, dude.
Like why even bother? Why even bother raising it that much? I mean, yeah, you're probably still going to sell some because they're sitting there on shelves and people are just going to get it. Maybe not knowing what they're getting or not realizing what they're buying. But that's crazy. That's what we thought the Switch 2 was going to cost. And now they're just bumping up the old ones.
Remember when we thought that the OLED was getting a decrease and they were going to remove the OG Switch entirely from the lineup because $400 what we thought the Switch 2 was going to be, then the Switch OLED was going to be $300 and the Switch Lite was going to be $200 and that was going to be the family of systems. Remember that?
Yeah.
Naive we were.
Not even close. That's crazy. That's insane.
But yeah, so dude, the OLED is $400. The original Switch, which is some people online are going, oh my god, $400 for 8-year-old technology. The Switch OLED is significantly better in every way to the original Switch. Although this is technically the Switch V2.
I mean, besides performance, it's the same there.
Yeah, the V2. This is not the original Switch. It's the V2. Although if there are some old stock of the V1 Switches, you're probably going to pay $340 for that as well. So keep that in mind. Excuse me, but yeah. So the OLED
hard to find, but yeah,
OLED is superior in every way. And not just the screen, but the overall build, the battery life, just the performance isn't changed, but everything else about it is significantly better. So it's a reason why it's more expensive. But for $400, I mean,
no,
I don't disagree with you that that's really, really bad. I'm just saying that I think it's even worse that they're going to charge $340 for the V2 Switch. I mean, that's atrocious. That is,
I mean, it's
so horribly bad.
I mean, the Switch Lite, $30 more. All right.
If you got this Switch Lite right here, maybe we have a case to make. This beautiful Zelda Switch. I'd pay $330 for that.
I mean, those are still out there here and there. You can still find them, but I mean, that's not even as bad. Like the $30 for that. Yeah, if you want to get a light, I still think that's like a doable option. But at this point, at this point, nobody should be buying the regular Switch. And, the only thing I used to be able to make a case for was the OLED. Like, yeah, it's $350. It's $100 cheaper. Still looks really good. You're not going to get those new games, but there are still games coming out for the Switch 1. We just saw that in that direct. Like, there are still games coming to the Switch 1. They're not done. Not all of them are, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's still something that you could do, but not at $400. Why? Why would you do that? Just pay $50 more. I can see if it's like $100 difference. Like, okay, I just don't have it. But there comes the point where it's like, okay, it's $50. Like, why would I waste my money on 8-year-old hardware, $400 when I could just save up that extra 50 and then get the brand new thing that just came out? I mean, I don't know what they're thinking here. I don't know if this is like a tactic to try to make people move towards the Switch 2 instead of getting these Switches. I mean, they say it's the tariff stuff, which
No, they did not. I want to specify. They didn't say tariffs this time around. They did in their previous one, initially when the Switch 2 launched, why it was delayed and everything. They did mention by name tariffs. This time around, they did not. They just said market conditions, which is the same thing that's the same thing that Microsoft said when they raised all their prices.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like Nintendo's the only one doing it either. That's a good point too.
They're not.
I mean, they're all doing it. I mean, the $80 games.
You know who's not doing? You know who's not doing it? I can't get the framing.
Yeah,
you know who's not doing it
yet?
Not yet, but they're still not doing it. I'm just saying.
Yet they will,
because the Sony ponies are going to. We are Sony ponies, but the Sony ponies are going to come after us. They're going to come after us in droves if we don't mention the fact that the PS5 has yet to get a price increase. You can buy a PS5 for $400. I'm going to repeat that. You can buy a PS5 for $400 and the Switch OLED.
Or you can get a Switch OLED.
or you could buy a Xbox Series S for almost $400. It's like $380 or whatever. Hey, Sony, you're still losing because the games are not there right now. You put out a banger once a year, maybe, like Astrobot, and then nothing. But
yeah, they're still selling though. That's the thing.
They're still selling because
consoles.
they're not
with everything.
They're the least offender at the moment in terms of like price increases. Specifically, price increases in the market. They're the least of the worries. Nintendo is a huge worry, and Xbox is a failure. I mean, you can't not make games and raise your prices. I don't even get that. Let's move on because we'll talk about this. We're gonna talk about everything all encompassing after we talk about, again, more specifically, the Switch 2 Joy-Con are being upped in price to $100 up from $90 as it was. Drip.
Wait, whoa. Hold on.
What do you mean, hold on?
Which ones?
The Switch 2 Joy-Con, Drip, are now $100.
Yeah, they were $95. Now they're $99.
Yeah, I may have misspoken, but $100 is their new MSRP.
$100.
Yeah.
$100.
I mean, like, guys,
$90 for a Pro controller as well.
Yeah,
Let's just talk controllers in general here.
Yeah.
$90 for, I will admit, a very, very good controller. There's a lot of crap being talked on this controller online, but man, I'm sorry. It's a very, very good controller.
It's a fantastic. It's the best controller.
It's not too friendly to take apart and fix yourself. That's for sure. I'm sure that's probably by design. Which isn't okay. I'm not saying that's okay. That sucks. It is a nice controller, but I don't know if it's $90 nice.
Yeah, $90
and the Joy-Cons, I can tell you right
controller.
now, they're okay. They're better than the first ones, but I don't know if they're $100 nice. In fact, I can tell you for sure they're not $100 nice.
Can I throw my opinion out here? I think so. Last gen, it's the same way. The Switch 1 Pro controller was $70 MSRP, and the Joy-Con were $80 MSRP. I was somebody who disagreed with that philosophy in general. I thought the Switch 1 Joy-Con should be the same or less than the Pro controller. Pro controller was a superior experience, hand in hand. And Nintendo's logic was, well, there's two in the box. I mean, come on. Like it's how about we do by weight or by volume? I mean, there's less controller there for the Switch 2 Joy-Con. Yes, you can split them into two, but who is doing that? maybe parents. But then Nintendo's like, oh, so we're just going to take advantage of parents and not like regular folk. That seems better. That's a better argument right there, Nintendo. Good job. Come on, guys. But like, let's forget about that because that's in the past. And by the way, I think I failed to mention quickly. I'm going to go back to this main list here. I'm going to double check. I believe the Switch 1 Pro Controller is getting an increase as well.
It is.
The Switch 1 Pro Controller is now going up to $80. And Joy-Con are going up to $90. The original Joy-Con. I didn't mention that. That's wow. Wow.
It is honestly, it's the times we're living in. It sucks because I mean, a lot of this stuff, I don't know. I just went and looked. I was curious because I didn't know. The DualSense Edge, the expensive one, the nice
not this one,
Sony.
not this one, the regular
not
DualSense.
that one. Their actual like pro controller with all the extras, and it's $200.
Yeah, it's the pro model. It's got extra buttons.
Yeah,
it's got extra features.
It's got the premium stuff. It's got the sticks that come out, and you can replace the whole module if it goes bad, and that's cool. It's got a lot of stuff. I mean, that's still expensive for a controller, but like,
yes,
this isn't that.
No,
this is just your entry level regular offering from Nintendo. It's not like it's a huge, like they call it a pro controller, but I mean, it does have pro features. It is a very nicely built controller. And I know we talked it up a ton, but man,
I ain't talking it up $90 worth. I mean, actually, I might be. I think
it's good, but God,
it's
that's hard to stomach. Yeah, man.
I would say the Switch 2 Pro Controller is the least of my complaints for price increase, because I've said this in the past.
It's only a $5. It's only a $5 increase.
Yeah, and
so
I would say this, Drip, is that I've already said this in the past. The Switch 2 Pro Controller is a true Pro Controller this time around, whereas last gen, people took this the wrong way. They thought I was saying the Pro Controller 1 was bad. I mean, just because I say something is better doesn't mean the other thing is bad. This is like a problem we have on the internet. The Switch 1,
it's just better.
The Pro Controller 1 was not a bad controller. It just didn't have any pro features. It was simply a controller, which is not a complaint. It's an observation. Whereas the Switch 2 Pro Controller, at the very least, has the back buttons, which is a pro feature to controllers.
It's quality. Like it's
way more quality. They built it way better this time.
Yes, it's built as a my whole thing that when we talked about this was, it's not pro and it's like, oh, it's got 1,000 doodads and features and this and that. It's like, no, it's pro in the fact that like it's built to a higher specification than a normal controller would be built. It is 100%. Much more tuned to play the way it is intended to be played, not like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you get like a Power A controller and it's like, it's fine. Like it's a good controller, it's fine. But like when you put that up against the Pro controller, the Pro Controller 2 or whatever it's called, like night and day difference. Like everything is just it's built really, really, really well to a pro specification, I would say.
Yeah, let's talk about these also on the theme of controllers.
Well, hold on real quick before we jump off that. I want to look at this in a different way, and I want you to kind of think about this too.
Okay.
Well, the price increases suck. I think the most egregious one is obviously the OLED. That's absolutely ridiculous. Well, there's another one too.
I have my own most egregious on this list, and it's not the OLED. I'll tell you that.
Okay, but here's where I'm at with this. Now, whatever they're doing, I don't know why they're doing it. Whatever reason is, like it sucks. And they are getting a little greedy here, a lot greedy here, raising prices because they raised the prices of this stuff once. Now they're raising them again.
Yep.
But I will say this, as one individual going to a store, knowing you're going to buy a pro controller, that's what you're there to buy. One-time purchase. In your head, like, is that $5 really that big of a deal?
Absolutely not. $5,
no. I mean, at this point now we're talking 10 because they already raised it $5, right? Because we started at.
That's what they don't want you to remember.
We started at $80.
The average consumer is going to forget about this.
Right. We started at $80 before this thing came out. Then they were like, well, wait a minute. It's $85. Because and then everything went back. That's the thing about this too. All the tariff stuff stopped, and they were like, "Okay, we're good. We're good. Never mind. We can go ahead with this." Those prices stayed though. Nothing went back. And now we have a whole nother situation here where, like, okay, now the tariff stuff is actually in place. And what is it? 20%? It was 10%, I think, Vietnam. I think that's what it was.
Who knows,
I'm pretty sure
man.
that's what it is.
Who knows?
So 20%. So now they're like, oh, okay, well, we were going to raise it $5. We did. And then that was whenever we thought something crazy was happening. And then the crazy thing didn't happen and we left the price. Now we know what's happening and we raise it again. So
By the way,
that's where this is super shady.
$5 increase is way more than like whatever percent they were talking about initially. That's a huge percent increase compared to what they kind of were threatening regardless. So yeah. Let's talk about these other controllers.
Yeah.
Like we said, this is wrong. Apparently this GameCube one apparently is going up to $70. This is incorrect. But the Sega Genesis is going to 55 from 50. The NES controllers are going from 60 to 70. That's $10 increase. That is a very high percentage increase. Strictly speaking percentages. N64 controller going from 50 to 55. And this NES controller, or this SNES controller, is going to $35. All kind of the same things we just talked about a minute ago. But yeah, that's a high increase right there for those individually. The dock, Drip. The dock. This is all leaving me speechless. All this is leaving me speechless, but this one in particular is just
I'll tell you what. At this point, here's where I'm at on the dock thing. Yeah, that's absolutely insane because I'm not sure exactly how much the one I have upstairs. Oh, by the way, Aver Media, off topic, emailed me last night with the solution to my my problem, which I'm going to try after we're done here.
Okay.
They said there's something in my settings on OBS. They told me exactly where it is, what it is, then to change it to, and it should fix it. So that's cool. How much is that, Doc?
Aver Media's?
Do you remember? Yeah, the one the extra go.
You made the video on it.
I don't remember what
technically I made the
cost,
video,
though.
but you recorded the video, I edited it. But I think that was around $200. A little bit less. Just a little bit. Not quite $200. Right? Drip's gonna look this up.
Now, yeah,
while you're looking it up.
While I'm looking it up, yeah, there it is. Okay. We are at okay. How much is their dock?
The Nintendo dock?
Yeah.
Is $125 dues.
$125. Okay. I am on
Spit it out, Drip.
I'm looking right here at newegg.com.
Yeah.
At the Aver Media Extra Go Capture dock that records 4K 30 or 1080 120 and has full compatibility with the Switch 2 at this point for $160, and it's a capture card. It's a capture card and a dock.
And records. It's a recorder.
Yes, it records internally too.
Because that's separate.
Yeah, you can hit a button on it.
Capture cards don't do that. You need software to do that. This capture card not only does it as a capture card.
You can put a SD card in the side and hit the button on the front and just record. Yeah, you don't even need to hook it up to a computer. You can get it for $160. I actually saw it cheaper too. I just saw it somewhere else, even cheaper.
I'll tell you what, if I wanted to buy a dock right now, it ain't going to be this one. Switch 2 dock ain't going to be that. Although,
no.
But that's actually interesting. Aver Media has full support for Switch 2 right now. That's like the only third-party dock that does that.
Yeah, all of them do now. Actually, I was talking to them last night. All of them do. The Elite Go, the little box, that one is fully Switch 2 compatible.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to look this up right this second.
All of them.
They're sending me the other two. This is not sponsored by Aver Media, but let me tell you something right now. We might need to.
But hey,
can you get them on our,
soon?
Can you tell them that they're going to sponsor us? Because good Lord, man, we have to promote the shit out of this.
All right, here it is. Okay, so you're looking at these right here. These are on sale, and I can tell you right now, they do work with Switch 2. They have had the updates. They all work with Switch 2. The bottom one here, the Extra Go, that's a dock and a capture card and a recording system all in one. $160. That one directly above it is just a dock for $80, just a dock. And then this other one here is a capture card and dock in a box. In that little tiny box is a capture card / dock for $120. And they do work with Switch 2.
But I'm telling you, guys, if you don't have something that you're waiting for an update on like I do, just go buy this AverMedia dock. Like, holy crap, man.
Yeah,
like
I'm looking at they have a full page of
do not buy
Switch
Nintendo's
2
dock.
streaming. Well, okay, so my point of all that entire rabbit hole we just went down on,
yeah.
Whatever, Nintendo, charge whatever you want. But if they keep pushing updates to the Switch that make it not compatible with these docks again, that's where I'm going to start being like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Like, that is messed up. Like, it's fine. Charge whatever you want for your dock. Don't mess up the other options that people have out there just because you're greedy. Like, don't do that.
Yeah,
So
I
if
completely
that
agree
happen,
with you. I feel Nintendo can do whatever they want. If they want to charge $500 for their dock, feel free. Would make no sense to be more expensive than the console, but feel free. But don't sabotage the third-party market to get consumers to buy your expensive thing. That is what's wrong. Not the price that you charge. It's sabotaging the market. That's what's horrible. A lot of us have. By the way, Derp, there's absolutely no reason why the Switch 1 dock is not backwards compatible. I get it. It wouldn't be 4K. Wouldn't be 120 FPS.
I mean, but you could still use it.
But the fact that they just said, hey, F off, you guys. We all know you have one in each room of your house, but you know what? Can't use it.
Well, and there's a lot of controllers there's a lot of controllers that aren't working too.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem with all of this. Like, charge what you want. Whatever. Consumers can pay it or not pay it. But yeah, when you start sabotaging other people's shit so it doesn't work, that's where there's a huge issue. Like when these docks that are clearly capable of 4K, 120, whatever they need to do to output this to a TV, and then you just start sending updates to the Switch to block them out. Like, and they could do that. That's the problem. They could do that with these docks very easily.
Yep.
Like all, these other companies, AverMedia had to go in and figure out, reverse engineer whatever they were doing to figure it out, to do the software update to get my dock, because it didn't work with the Switch 2 initially. And then, I plugged it in, downloaded whatever they told me to download. It did the update, and then the Switch 2 worked. I don't know. I mean, it's a slippery slope, and they're greedy. So it's just, I don't know, man. And I know we got a little bit more to talk about here. Like, this is also crazy.
One more I want to talk about.
Yeah, are you going to talk about the Amiibos?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I thought the $40 ones went up even more, but they didn't. The $40 ones that they increased are staying $40.
Let me say this to start.
Insane.
Let me say this to start. The Donkey Kong Amiibo and the Street Fighter Amiibo are $30 and $40 respectively. Those were already affected by the price increase before the official price increase across the board. Those Amiibo have not gone up in price. The Donkey Kong and the Street Fighter. Those $30
But they were already
at the new price, which the new price now, as we refer back to this list here, Amiibo, the $16 Amiibo are going from $16 to $20. Not a huge deal. Those Amiibo I'm still on board for. I'll still happily pay that price for the $20 Amiibo now. I shouldn't say happily. I'll pay the price for MSRP, like in a store. I'll pay that price. Not happy about it, because don't forget they used to be even cheaper than $16. They were like $12 or whatever, $13. So not happy about it, but I'll pay that. That's not egregious. It's still affordable in my opinion. Not $20. It's when you get to the other tiers here, and they give some examples. We'll look at the other page in a minute that gives you more examples. But $20 Amiibo, for example, the Ganondorf Amiibo was $20. Those are now $10 increase to $30. And the $30 Amiibo, this is where it stays the same. So I don't know why Nintendo put this here. They're acting like these weren't already affected by the price increases, but $30 Amiibo, example, Donkey Kong Bonanza one, the only one that's $30, it goes up by $0, and the same thing for Street Fighter.
But those are the ones that went up already,
right,
with the initial price increase of everything.
Right. So here's some better examples. So like the Duck Hunt, not to be confused with
Duck Dynasty.
Is now $20. And hey, dude, I just bought that one. Where is it? Here, hold on. I've been had my eye on this Amiibo for like forever, mainly because of the memes. My chair just got messed up. Hold on. Yeah. Mainly for the memes, but I just bought this. Not an MSRP. I bought this Amiibo for like $5 at GameStop. It was on sale.
Yeah, I saw
$5.
dude, when I was in there the other day, I saw they have a ton of they had a ton of Amiibos, like super cheap. Super
Yeah, I
cheap.
would go, guys. I'd go immediately, run to your local store and raid them for their cheap Amiibo, because this Amiibo right here is now $20 friggin'. Would not. I mean, I would, but again, not happy about it. The Zelda Amiibo right here. These Zelda, what's this from Link's Awakening, is $20 now. Game and Watch is $20. There's no. Is there? Yeah. Is there? Oh my God. Here's a few more examples. The side order DLC for Splatoon Amiibos, those are $40 now. Holy crap. That's not, they didn't used to be 40. I think those were 30 before, because they were double. It was a 2-pack. Like the and that's another example. The Samus and Emmy Amiibos from Dread, those were $30. Those are gonna go to $40. And that's not specified in that list, but I'm based off what I'm seeing right here. These are the there was no Amiibo above $30 before. The $30 Amiibos were the double pack ones. So I guess all the double pack ones that for previously were $30, those will go to $40 now, because it's showing you right here. These Splatoon Amiibos, they were not $40 before, so now it's $40. Oh yeah, here we go. Steve and Alex. These were $30. But see, these ones from Splatoon are $35. These Pearl and Marina 2-pack from Splatoon, these are $35 now. They don't make any goddamn sense. Why are some 30? Why are some 40? I don't understand.
I mean, it's this entire thing is it's hard. It's really hard to figure out how to feel about all this, because there's
no, it's not angry.
I mean, angry, yeah. I mean, and the prices for the accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot. The Switch going up in price instead of down in price, considering it came out in 2017 and we're in 2025. That's weird. But I mean, if you look at Nintendo console prices, like starting in 1985, $200 for the NES, $200 SNES, $200 for 64, $200 for GameCube. The Wii was $250. And you're talking about a span from 1985 to 2006. You had a $50 increase in price. That's it.
Per generation.
And then you go,
and the consoles months after the release, people forget about this. I was reminded by, I think it was GVG video from, I think it was GVG, but somebody posted a video recently. Well, I actually wasn't recent, but anyway. Consoles, back in the day, after 6 months, let's say, their prices would drop. The games, the consoles themselves, every time, every generation, months
there was
out,
all kinds of stuff.
only months, not years, months after it would drop.
Yeah,
and it would continue
holiday
to drop.
Seasons and stuff, they'd have deals for, like, they would have deals on Yeah, that doesn't happen now. I mean, you look, okay, 2012, we jumped up to $300 for the Wii U, then $300 for the Switch, then $350 for the Switch OLED. Now we're at $450. The biggest jump for the Switch 2.
And I will say
That's
this,
a big jump. But I mean, if you look at the prices of these consoles over time, like, we have not seen them like drastically jump in price if you're talking from 1985 to 2025.
Well, Drip, I want to remind you something, though, because the U.S. market is one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market for Nintendo, and just in general in the world, it's a huge money market.
Yeah,
it does affect the world's prices, as we've seen during this administration that we have currently. It affects the world, not just us. We haven't seen inflation like we have seen as of the last 5 years. That's over 2 presidencies, to be fair, not just one, but COVID really is the issue. COVID and then this guy, right? But we have not seen inflation like this in the history of gaming. Maybe one other time we could think back to the housing crisis in 2008. You know, maybe talking about in the history of gaming time frame, not all of time. That's probably the only other time where inflation got this wild, this quick.
Yeah.
But that's a direct correlation. It's the world's market we're in. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. People are like, oh, he's defending Nintendo. I'm not defending Nintendo. I'm not doing that. No. We're just being realistic
they kept
here.
The prices pretty, I mean, if you look across the board with everything and gaming in general, up until very recently, they've kept the prices of everything pretty much, I mean,
By a playbook. We could say by a playbook.
Here and there, but
by a playbook. It was a playbook they would follow throughout history, pretty much.
And I mean, we got lucky that it lasted as long as it did. I mean, games got cheaper. I mean, there were NES, Super NES games that were $80, $90. That was a real thing.
There's more. That's a more complicated conversation.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that. I'm just saying, it sucks. This does suck, but like we've had it good for a long time. Like we knew this was coming eventually. We knew it. I mean, it sucks, and the way that they're doing it is grimy. I agree. I hate the way they're doing this. Acting like they didn't just increase. It's only a $5. No, it's actually a $10 increase because you already did this once, like 3 months ago.
I will disagree with you respectfully because I not that I didn't see this coming. Of course I saw this coming. I'm not a moron. I disagree that it's almost the attitude of it should be expected because we saw it coming. We saw it coming, but no one should expect this. This kind of stuff happens where Nintendo raises their prices because of, quote, market conditions, because of greed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be, I'm not going to, I've done it before.
It's not even just Nintendo's greed.
It's everyone's greed.
It's everyone's greed, yeah. And it just trickles down. And it's like you're either going to
It's like trickle-down economics.
You're just going to go
it's
along.
Not trickle-down economics, it's trickle-down greed.
Yeah, it is. I mean, someone's greedy and they take more, and then the other person next down in line is like, well, I'm not losing. I'm going to take more too. And it just keeps going. And then we get to just
the bigger players start it, and it trickles down to the smaller players to where your mom and pop shop are eventually going to have to raise their prices too because of the top companies started to raise their price. I mean, like the inflation doesn't grow in trees. It's not like we just wake up. It's not like it's inevitable. Like inflation is sort of inevitable, but it's only inevitable because people suck. I'm looking right at the camera to say that. If people didn't suck, inflation wouldn't happen. But people suck, and things go up in price. They figure out how to make their things as cheap as possible and maximize the profit and try to pass it off as, well, we've improved our process, so it should be more expensive now. No, you've made it less expensive. You give us a shittier product, and you give us more expensive items. To say the least. There's more to talk about on that, but we're not going to talk. This is not about gaming. But in terms of gaming, this sucks because it's a hobby for people, and they can't enjoy their hobby like they used to because of greed. And that is the sole reason. Who's greed? Who's to blame is you can point fingers at many. We've got 10 fingers we can point at different directions. But ultimately, we call it what it is. This is only about a 40-minute episode as it is. We could make it 3 hours talking about who's at fault about this. We're not going to do that here, though.
Nah.
Yeah. It sucks. I'm so glad I got my Duck Dynasty Amiibo for $5 while I still could.
Yeah, I'm glad I got what I got now, but I mean, I can tell you this. I mean, honestly, hate that this is happening, but it gives me a great idea for a new type of video to make. Don't buy Nintendo shit. Buy this thing instead.
Yeah. Hey, Aver Media. Call us.
Hey, they already called me. We're dealing with it.
Yeah.
I told them. I said, listen, we'll do a thing. They want to do a sponsored video. They want to do the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. You got to fix my problem first, though. And they have been working with me for about a week to make sure my problem is fixed. So I'm going to try that when we're done here, and then hopefully we'll see more Aver Media on this channel and mine very soon.
I would love that. And Aver Media, I've always been a fan of your product because it was affordable as it was, like $200 for a capture card and a dock and a recorder, and now it's $160 and it's Switch 2 compatible. Sign me up. Not sponsored, but hopefully soon. Not yet. Appreciate you guys for watching this one. It's Tuesday episode as this goes live. We're going to go live tomorrow night, Wednesday Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. We do this podcast live every week. Make sure to tune in. Check it out. Hey, this is beautiful. If you know what this is,
nice.
You know what it is. And we'll see you guys tomorrow live. 8 p.m.
All right.
Nintendo, every single show. Dreadlock Zelda, cheatless and slow.